Coco. Is that you? Are you sure you're the red Coco? I mean, I expected a bandicoot, not a rabbit. No offense though.
Yeah. Long story, detective. I came back for a visit. I actually am from a different universe, not from where you came from. In my universe, well, let's just say that you still have the afro and the beard. But you were quite the animal there. Okay. What's definitely going on here? Why does every girl, including myself, have Google translated voices? I mean, we all sound the same, for God's sakes.
Right. Sophie can explain that to you once you finally meet her in person. She will explain everything to you about how this world works.
Oh. Interesting. So word on the street states that Detective English Ricefields has a new love interest, huh? I wonder who. What's the matter, detective? You know anything about this English Ricefields fellow? You seem on edge.
Yeah. Truth is, I am English Ricefields.
Really? Not Detective Tanaka anymore? Like, what made the change? Also, what would poor little Crane think of you changing your name just like that? She worked hard on knitting a kanji of your name along with hers in a heart-shaped cloth.
Don't worry. It's the same thing. I just technically used the English translation of my name after all. My full name is Eigo Tanaka, or also known as English Ricefields.
Okay. Makes sense, I guess. Well, now I want to meet this new partner of yours I've been hearing about so much. Detective Oravan.
Great, let's go then. Just like old times.
Can I help you? Miss Rabbit? Wait. Orange skin. Crop top, blonde hair. Coco. Finally, it's a pleasure to meet you. And you must be Detective Oravan. I've heard so much about you. So how's working with my old former partner going for you lately? I know he can be a little bit too much on the vigilante side of crime. But yeah, not a problem. He's the muscle, while I'm the brains behind it. Just like you were once his brains and he was your muscles. Actually, I was also part muscles. I did most of the ass-kicking back in my day. So what case are you currently working on lately? So you were basically a package in one. Onto the case. Well, Quinn's mysterious death, and our only evidence is a statement from Andy Rain claiming that her soul haunts him at night. So, Quinn is dead? Okay, totally unexpected. Something just doesn't add up though. When I met her sister, Violet, in my ride to the elevator up here, something was off there. She said Quinn was her twin sister. Okay, I get it, I can picture it myself. She dresses like Quinn too. Oh, Violet was quite the sociopath. She was rather mentally unstable. You know, Harley Quinn type. I was there during that incident at the House of Hulkamania in the shape of an X, literally. Quinn was quite the flirt too, but she was very loyal back then, quite the goody two-shoes actually. Until one day both sisters just seemed so opposite. Violet was no longer stalking Annie everywhere and she wasn't the crazed psychopath anymore, just sane. And Quinn had drastic changes to her as well. Violet mentioned that Quinn was her twin, but you say she's a psychopath. Well, she didn't sound like one when I conversed with her in person. She was what you described her as, bitter and sane. I have a theory that suggests they did a little sisterly switch. Now that you mentioned it. Yes. It all makes sense. They were taking quite a long time inside their rooms changing. Quinn felt awkward when she stepped out wearing her everyday sexy outfit, which would be suspicious considering she doesn't fear judgment. Violet felt a bit uncomfortable with all the usual purple makeover she placed on her face too. That's when I started to suspect that they pulled a twin sisterly switch with one another, since Violet hated her sister so much for being, well, the center of attention. Quinn once proposed to her that Violet live as her for one day and Quinn would as her for one day. I see. Interesting. Now the only question is, how did Quinn died? Her last known whereabouts was she was last seen with Annie Rain, who resented her presence for ruining the atmosphere during that incident, which caused a distance between little Q, her mother, and Andy himself. It's not how did she die. It's more of who among the two died mysteriously. I suspected that Quinn is still alive living as Violet. And the one haunting Andy is Violet herself in the image of what Andy described as a pink-haired red-skinned demonic bit of a witch. So, I was actually talking to Quinn Young herself, who seemed not as herself during the elevator ride. She kept the act well together to get me a bit fooled. Quite the actress actually. Well, have I mentioned that she's really an actress? And a really good one. I can tell you that. Well, Coco, it was a pleasure to meet you, but I must get back to work. I understand. I should be going now too. I'm only here for a few days until I have to get back to my brother back in Australia. Hi. Welcome to the art gallery. How may I help you? My apologies, my name is Jane, by the way.
Interesting art you have here. Say, I was actually looking for Sophie.
Oh. Tanaka, I didn't know it was you the whole time. Sophie is still at work. She's working on some major breakthroughs. Anyway, we barely have people visiting the gallery, but please take a look around. It would really help with our project. Thanks.
Alright, I'll take a look. I can at least keep my mind off the case after all, but man, I hear people, but I barely see anybody here.
Yeah. Where did the others go? I wondered that myself. It seems like we're alone here.
Okay. What the actual fuck was that?
I don't know with you, but did someone mess with the thermostat? It's suddenly getting cold here.
When there's something strange in the neighborhood, who do you call? Ghostbusters.
Oh haha. Very funny. Now can you please find the thermostat? It's getting cold in here.
Thing is that there is no air conditioner around the area, but Jen wouldn't buy it. She told me to look harder for it as the temperature dropped, but I was oddly unaffected by the temperature.